in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Ready.
50 wants the mic. We got to get the ball. Can you get the ball right here? Let's go.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. And they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Watch right. Watch right. Watch right.
Second and 13. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bilal Nichols just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
At their own 20-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Watch the edge. Sponge. No. Shift.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Room here to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Back to Mixon on first down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
What's the run? They're running it. Kill. And 24. Switch gears. 24. Back.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And he gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
I'm not sure this is how they had it drawn out on paper, but this is going to work out for them and then some, right? They've got a big chunk they've got to pick up. They decide to check it down, and he just turns into a pure athlete and makes a huge play for them.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
56 to Mike, boys, 56. Check, 56. You. And let's go.
From the gun, here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
40's Mike. All right, here we go.
Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no, switch the mic right here. We go Mike 40.
Hey, defense.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Mike 51.
General West.
I'm about to take you to school. Check 3.
Ready.
Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Alert 3, alert 3.
Watson on 1st down. Flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Tracy Walker in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
That's trash. That's trash.
Watson. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
That's good for the Texans. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
This is that. 19. Right there. 40's Mike. Here we go. Here we go.
From the red zone now, Watson. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Two times. Jam, 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 jam.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Nixon trying to punch it in, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Texans push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Down.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
You draw quarters.
2nd and 11. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Here's Carson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 2nd down, Kendall. And they'll get him down right about the 20. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Cut. Get.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brings up 4th down.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive.
At the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Strong left. 4 down. check. To the pass.
Mike 40.
Hayward.
Watch the run.
Time to go.
Now it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Time to go.
Back to throw, Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded at the 7. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. This is Carson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
56. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 56 to Mike.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. J.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get nervous.
Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. A cool little accomplishment for him passing the football. 25,000 yards. He just surpassed that for his career.
When he was a little guy in the backyard just throwing it around probably with his dad, he thought about playing in the NFL. He dreamed of it. But to put up these kind of numbers while doing so, that's got to be kind of cool for him. He'll enjoy the heck out of thinking about that when this one is over.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Watch that.
On third down, Mixon. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for fourth down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Ready? 18 Gator. 4 down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Strong right. We got 4.
2nd and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long.
Even. 4 down. Even. Bravo. Snap.
He'll look to throw. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And it's fielded at the 34. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. That punt returns 66 yards, and it goes the distance. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Go, go. 51's the mic. Let's put him on the buses. Go, go. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Looking to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Morgan. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Go down, boy. Smooth. 36.
They'll set up a throw, letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Morgan. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
A gain of 15. And the Lions 1st down.
On the set.
This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards old. Told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Now Joe Mixon. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's get the ball. Shift. 26.
Now Watson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll and got his man complete. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
56 the muck, boys. 56. Check 56.
To throw is Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy is covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Catch is made by Arcega Whiteside. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
At the Lions' 3-yard line.
They come out here in the I. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Alert flare, alert flare, flare alert.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and goal to go.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Watson just beating the play clock. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. Catch number 44 of the year. It's a first down. This quarterback now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28.
Your trip is here.
Back at the 28-yard line.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now a give right side. Kendall. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Here comes the Lions punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. They also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Double time. 3 down, 3 down. Check, check. Fresno.
On the run, it's Mixon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Watson now to throw. Got a man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Get set. 19. I'm coming after you. Pick the edge, pick the edge.
I see the edge. Get his boys down, he's coming.
On first down, it's Watson. He gets it to Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? Three-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Come on, set.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back now in Houston. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
Take left. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
5.
On 2nd down now, Kendall. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Hey. 4 down.
X3, 218, chopper.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
2nd and 1. For his running back, and he's got it. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, exit.
2nd and 6. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Running it here with Peyton. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Crunch time, defense.
2nd and 9 now. This will be caught at about the 5. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal.
Everyone, you got 4 down.
Ready.
Back to throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
They'll come out in the pistol. The field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Come on, boy. Come on, go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
4 down, 4 down. Slam.
31. Got him, go.
They'll run with Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Let's get off the field, D.
Faking the give. Now Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I'm going to hit you.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
56, the mic, boys. 56. Check, 56. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the 50, it's Watson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Texans on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
They'll run here with Mixon. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Texans send the punter out. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game, even with the 2 points there. But let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. That one caught out wide by Boykin. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
24.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd and 1, Watson. And Thomas has it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Check 13. Check 13.
Look, 64. Wait. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in.
Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no.
Again, it's Mixon. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Get that quarterback. And on.
24.
Check 43.
Mixon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
31.
Now they run with Mixon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Let's go, baby.
Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Houston, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.